Alright, we're down in the crawl space at 3640 East 12th Ave. It's part of a triplex. Here's our pipes coming out of our unit. We're going to try to just go through this small branch, and hopefully that'll give us enough to scoot through the connection up ahead. There's a little bit of buildup there, but we got through. Alright, so we got through, and then we got junk on our lens. Let's see if we can get back into that water and clear it off at all. And the answer seems to be no. There are some tough little turns in this thing. Wow, I don't know how they got through this whole thing. We're going to have to go flush a toilet and see if it'll clear up our lens, or at least get a little running water going. And we'll need to do the bathroom on the other side of this wall. So we're going to pause there. We got through that spot. It was extremely tight. This is staying just old 3-inch clay cast iron. It does seem to be continuing straight across the entire complex of buildings. There it's tying into a bigger line. Now, we're going to have to kind of concentrate on what we're seeing on our way back. This is definitely a bigger sewer now. We're going to have to kind of go based off distance to determine where this sewer goes. So right now we're just going to keep pushing and try to get through it. We are now in clay tile. So we finally exited the sewer, but we're hitting a little offset in the clay tile. We got around that because that was going to be a problem. Man, there's paint or something in this water, because it is just coating our lens. With the recent rehab, it would come as no surprise. Wow, it is just not very obvious which way this sewer goes. Distance-wise, it still has to amount to being the alley on the, let's see which way we're trying to get here, the alley on the west side. Fun push. All those turns. There's your tap to the city sewer. 110 feet, that has got to be the sewer on the west end. There's nowhere else for that to have gone at that distance. so I'm going to pause again. I'm going to go get that water turned off. So I want to see this line with as little water as possible in my way. Alright, we're going to come back through here now. Our tap has one little wispy root hanging down. Some little deflection offsets. That's those two unions there aren't perfectly aligned. That's mostly because they're taking a sharp right hand downward turn, and the fittings didn't call for that sharper turn. It was very common practice, and it's fully functional. It's got one root diving down through it, but that root is not going to block anything. Man, that paint or whatever is in our pipe is very annoying. This is a big old common sewer out here. That might even be a 6-inch pipe. This is definitely a piece of pipe that's shared by all three units. Man, out here you've got a ton of that. That's our union where we came around the corner and joined this stuff. There's a ton of paint in this line. I'm gonna have to do a flush and see if we can get some more water down there. So our clay tile is clear now as far as roots go. We're waiting for this flush and trickle of water to get to us. Hopefully we can get this paint or whatever it is off of our lens. It'll take it a little bit to get to us. We're back inside the cast iron now. A big left-hand turn when we tied in with the clay. Cast iron looks pretty good other than a little bit of leftover construction debris. So this one is definitely two different units right there. So from 38 feet back, it's definitely, we'll make sure we don't see another lateral, because if we see any other laterals between here and this point, we still would consider that to be the other unit, because all of our pipes are here in the crawl space with us. But it does look like we have our own fairly long branch here that's about 38 feet long. I'm going to keep my eye out for seeing some buildup, but not too bad. There's a lateral right there, so that's probably still the neighbor in the middle as part of this line. There's quite a bit of buildup in this 3-inch space. Our self-leveling camera is getting stuck for some reason. The roller is the part of it that keeps it self-leveling. It is definitely just a 3-inch pipe. It has a fair amount of buildup in it, but we're now in the 90 that's here in the crawl space with us and about to come up and through it and back to us. now we're in our pipe. So mostly from 38 feet on is shared by the entire complex. With the way the bins lined up, I think this sewer goes to the northwest, and then as it gets to the corner of the house, it then cuts back to the southwest and ties in the alley. And all of that is in good functional shape. There are roots, so as a group here, all three of you need to talk about occasionally cleaning it and sharing the cost kind of thing. But other than that, it should be okay. A little bit of buildup in your branch. I would have thought the cleaning that supposedly was done would have helped with that, but it does still have some good sized scaly buildup. So we'll stop right there.